Hi students, welcome to another session of biology. Today we will learn the continuation of the chapter economic importance of bacteria and fungi. In that we have already completed the bacteria portion. Now we are moving on to the fungi part. Okay, now exactly what is fungi? Fungi is an organism. It is either cellular or unicellular, just like bread mold. Okay, it is a unicellular powder-like thing we can see on a infected bread and all. Then they are multicellular like mushrooms. Okay, fungi has got two different sides. Actually, it is some of the fungi are poisonous to us. Some of them are very useful to us. So we will categorize this. Before that, we will find out what all are the peculiar features of a fungi. Okay. Fungi, actually, it is eukaryotic. It does not contain chlorophyll, so it will be heterotrophic. Okay, some of them are saprotrophic also. That means feeding on dead and decay matter. Then comes what is the mode of reproduction? The mode of reproduction is asexual and asexual. In asexual, spore formation is found. Now here, there are two kinds. We mentioned in this chapter two times we mentioned spore formation in bacteria and also in fungi. In fungi and bacteria, the spore formation are entirely different. You have to keep that in your mind. That is, the spore formation is entirely different. In bacteria, the spore formation is actually to overcome the unfavorable conditions. But in fungi, it is a mode of asexual reproduction. It doesn't require an unfavorable condition to become a spore. And in both cases, the inner cells, which are inner cells, are developing into individual organisms. Okay, so but the difference is that in bacteria it requires a unfavorable condition, but in fungi it is not required. Okay, students. So that is the difference of spore formation in bacteria and fungi. So these all are the characters that you should keep in mind while learning about fungi. Now eukaryotic, prokaryotic, this we have already learned. Let me brush up your previous knowledge. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Karyo means karyo. Wherever you see this karyo, it is actually part of nucleus. Something related to really nucleus. Karyogenesis, nucleus division. Okay, then eukaryotic. Eu means true. True karyotic, true nucleus. If true nucleus is not present, then it is called prokaryotic. Karyo means nucleus. Okay, that you have to mind. So, here it is eukaryotic. That means it is having a true nucleus. Okay, now we will directly move on to the next part of this chapter, that is the economic importance of this this fungi. Okay students, so next session is about economic importance. When we say economic importance, don't think that it is a wrong notion. I am going to tell you, that is, I am going to clear you. Actually, when we say economic importance, we will completely concentrate on the profitable thing. That is, whether the fungi is producing something profit to us, something added to our profit. It's not like that. If it is actually losing something, okay, if it is harmful also, then also it is called economic importance, because it is affecting our economy. Okay, so both harmful and needed harmless bacteria, fungi or bacteria are coming under economic importance. Both you can write as answer, not those who are only profitable to us. That is not good. Both you have to write, both harmful and harmless ones. Okay, so let us go to some examples. Okay, later we will extensively we will discuss about the one by one. Okay, so first one is, most important one is yeast and Penicillium notatum. You cannot write penicillin. Okay, penicillium alone you cannot write. you should write Penicillium notatum, which is actually responsible for the production of antibiotic. Okay, there are several other kinds of penicillin, just like a family name. As you have learned in the five kingdom classification, we have binomial nomenclature, isn't it? In binomial nomenclature, genus name and species name is coming. Okay, species name means it is the individuality of that species. The species have some particular reason, that's why they are divided into a species. But genus means they have some common characters, that's why genus. We will compare genus as a family name and species as a what we say, our real name. Okay, there will be several people with our family name. Even there will be other people in the end of the world. There will be lot of people. We will be knowing them. We will not be knowing them, isn't it? But our family name is spread like anything, isn't it? Like that genus name is, it is a common name for some fungus. But species name means there is a particular nature for that particular fungus. So here Penicillium notatum is the fungus which produces the antibiotic penicillin. Okay. So notatum, writing notatum is very, very important. Now, next one is harmful fungus. Which are the harmful fungus? Penicillium, aspergillus, ringworm. That is some fungal infections on the skin is caused by, that is what we call ringworm. Ringworm is not caused by some worm. It is caused by a fungus. You have to find out, this is my question, you have to find out the causative organism, the causative fungus for ringworm. I will be asking that in the Google Meet. Those who are answering me will get +1. Okay. So children, please note down. And what is the harmfulness that is caused by aspergillus? That is also you should upload in your lecture notes. I want to know the answer. I will ask as separate questions. Okay. Next one is penicillium. Penicillium, actually we can see when in rotten fruits and all, the outer ripe orange peel and all, outer portion sometimes becomes white in color because of the growth of fungi. That is a species of Penicillium actually. That also you have to find out. So the harmful fungus, you have to find out these three things, which all are, what are they doing exactly. Okay, next we will go directly to the usefulness of fungi, which we are extensively using fungus in our day-to-day life, especially in food we are using. What all are they? We will find out. Okay, so we are going to discuss extensively about the uses, the areas that we use fungus in our day-to-day life. Yes, first one is wine, for the production of wine. That is, either they will be yeast present on the grapes, or we will add the the yeast into the crushed grapes. You know how wine is made? The grapes are crushed and kept in an airtight container, and we are adding sugar, yeast and all into that, and in regular intervals we will stir it. Okay, after that we will strain out the grapes and all. But exactly what is happening in the production of wine, the chemistry is like this. That is the yeast present in the wine. That is what, while mixing we will be adding some yeast. This yeast is actually having anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? In aerobic respiration, what is happening? Yes, carbon dioxide is released. Okay, and oxygen is needed. But in anaerobic respiration, what will be happening? Yes, in anaerobic respiration, the sugar molecule, that is the glucose, is broken down into ethanol, which is a alcohol. Okay, so what the yeast will do, it will actually break down the ethanol. Again and again the sugar will be broken by the yeast and ethanol will be released. Up to 12% the yeast will be live, but above that, if alcohol is increasing in the medium, the yeast will die. And finally we will get the extract, that is what we call wine. Wine in small amount is actually good for our body. It increases, it is told that it increases our circulatory rate and all. But some religions and all, they does not promote this kind of things, because beverage will always enhance or enlighten us. Okay, so that is not good for some people say that they are not good for our body. Some people are actually encouraging that. It depends upon your social situation. So normally what wine does is that wine actually is an extract from a fruit, and it actually produces an alcohol content is there in the wine, and it actually some in small amount it is not that harmful to our body, but in big amount it causes liver cirrhosis and all. Wine is not that good. Okay, so in large amounts. Okay, so that is how wine is produced. Next one is baking the dough. That is, as you must have seen, your mother is making the dough for chapati, for puri and all, isn't it? And sometimes for naan and all. Okay, butter naan, garlic naan, we must have eaten all those things, isn't it? So in that kind of fermented dough, what they are doing is they will be adding some yeast or some baking soda or something like that. Okay, yeast if we are adding, what happens is, or curd we will be adding. Okay, so what happens is that the anaerobic bacteria in these contents, they will be breaking the sugar molecule and will be releasing carbon dioxide, lactic acid, these kind of things. So what happens? The dough will start rising or leaving, we will say. Okay, that is, rising means they will come up like this. That is just like we are inflating a balloon. How this inflating is happening? Because the carbon dioxide, the respiration, they will actually make the dough come up. It will become very fluffy. Okay, that is why we call it a baker's yeast. Okay, so that is also done by yeast. Next one is cheese. Okay, cheese is actually, what is the need of cheese? That is, in Western countries and all, there is a lot of milk they were producing, and cheese they are producing. For that is because in that countries their severe cold is there, so that they can keep anything in without refrigerator, we can say. So cheese is actually a preserved food, milk preserved, and it has got enormous vitamin capacities and all. Vitamin and nourishment is there in the cheese. You can find out from the textbook. Okay, now what actually they are doing, they are actually converting the milk into curd, then it is salted, then it is next one is ripening. That is, the curd is actually, the dense part of the curd is, the solid part is taken out, and they are binding it with something, and they are pressing it between the wooden planks and keeping it. Later they will be cutting it. So when we remove, in Tom and Jerry you have seen the Jerry is running with cheese. In that case you must have seen Jerry will go through, that is, if this is cheese, the cheese portion will be like this, isn't it? So there will be holes like this inside the cheese, isn't it? The Jerry will go through this portion, and what is that holes actually? Why cheese is having holes like this? Yes, it is actually the area where the respiration happened, the fermentation happened. Okay, the gas released, that is why the cheese is having holes. Okay, so next children, mushroom cultivation. That is the last thing that is being discussed in your chapter. The useful mushrooms are white button mushroom, that we will be available. These are all right away available in supermarkets. Okay, white button mushroom, paddy straw mushroom, oyster mushroom. Okay, they are actually named according, commercial name is according to their shape. White button means they will be looking like small children's baby buttons on the dress. Okay. Next one is paddy straw button. Paddy straw button means when we tie the paddy straw together, these mushrooms are grown from inside. So that's why they are called paddy straw button mushroom. And Volvariella, that is their name. Oyster mushroom, they will be like, you can see these oyster mushrooms are the shape of oyster shells. That's why they are called oyster mushrooms. Pleurotus, that is what is the name is. Okay, And mushroom cultivation is a very what we can say easily done and very much profitable business, and there are steps given in this textbook. You can go through that. Mushroom cultivation steps: spawning, casing, cropping, egg harvesting, preservation and all, that you can go through. And nutritive value of mushrooms also you can find out from the page number 94. Okay. Niacin, pantothenic acid, biotin, these are actually released from the mushroom diet actually. So children, multiple choice questions, very short answer and all you have to write. I will be discussing the structured and application skill type questions. Okay. And this one, if you leave a piece of moist bread covered under a small bell jar at a warm place, the mold grows on it in a few days. Answer the following with the reference to this observation. You have to do this as a homework. How did the mold get inside the bell jar? What would happen if the bread was not covered by the bell jar? These questions. Next one, write a proper sequence of 5 steps in multiplication of common edible mushroom. It is given in the textbook. Only steps you have to write. Very brief steps. Okay. It is given here. That is one line you have to write. Composting. Compost is prepared by mixing wheat, paddy, straw. Then spawning, mushroom seed is being given to the area. Casing, a thin layer of soil is spread over the compost, that is what is called casing. Cropping and harvesting, that is taking out the grown mushrooms. Preservation, mushrooms are highly perishable. Their shelf life is increased by variety of processes. How they are preserved, that is also important. Preserved, you don't have to say. Up to cropping and harvesting is enough. Now comment on the following. Denitrifying bacteria are blessing as well as curse to farmers. That is denitrifying bacteria, if they are more, they will affect the acidity of the soil. Okay. That you have to find out why it is told so. Yeast is used in bakeries and breweries. Why? What is the function of yeast in bakeries and breweries? So children, we have completed that chapter and we will be going to the next chapter in the next session. Thank you so much.